Good afternoon. We're back with more Lord of the Rings LCG, and today is Deadman's Dike on Nightmare mode, the third quest of the Lost Realm expansion. And after this, this is a difficult quest, and the quests that come in the Angmar Awakened cycle are very difficult in general. This is probably the hardest of the Lost Realm expansion quests. We start out with a baleful spirit engaged in a cursed spirit in the discard pile thanks to the nightmare mode. Cursed spirit is a card that when you get one in the staging area, it brings all of the cursed spirits in the discard pile into play. So you don't want to have one in the discard pile to start the game, but that's what the nightmare mode gives us. Pretty good start here with 2 Ethir Swordsman and a Hunter of Lamedon, though I'm not happy to see all 3 copies of Forlong discarded. That is unfortunate. But not a lot of threat starts out in the staging area. So I'm deciding here how much to quest for. Each player discards each card in hand that has the same title as a card in the discard pile. This is early in the game, so no cards are discarded, and therefore that card surges into a doomed to discard from the top of deck for each questing character, or remove each questing character from the quest. And I choose to go ahead and just remove each questing character from the quest. So this is a quest that tries to make you discard a lot from your deck. And if you discard all the cards in your deck, then you lose the game. And so Erestor is not an ideal card for this scenario because it causes you to draw cards and discard cards a lot faster than you normally would. However, we can control when Erestor stops doing that by simply having him take undefended attacks. When I start to get nervous about the number of cards in my deck, then Erestor can take undefended attacks, die, and then we will stop drawing the 3 additional cards and discarding all cards in hand at the end of the round. So, the trick to playing Outlands in this particular quest, this Outland Swarm deck, is to get your board set up and then have Erestor take undefended attacks and die, so that you don't continue to draw until you draw up your whole deck and lose the game. So I can get some damage on the Baleful Spirit, which is good because he forces me to discard every time he attacks. There is a Knight of the Swan that will help a lot. Don't think there's any Outlands in the discard. Oh, there is. Actually, there's quite a few that I forgot about. So we can grab Ethir Swordsman. And I may actually want Forlong over Anfalas Herdsman here. I do decide that I want that. I mistakenly put the Anfalas Herdsman back in my deck instead of in the discard pile. I shouldn't have done that, because he came from the discard pile, not the deck. So I've got the setup now with 3 Ethir Swordsmen, so 4 willpower per Outlands guy that has 1 and 3 for the others. And we can make some serious progress. I'm probably pretty close to having Erestor killed off. I don't really think I need to do that until I have maybe 15 cards left in my deck, something like that. So, not necessary to have him take undefended attacks yet. Is going to kill off the Baleful Shade. And I'll continue to get set up. Probably this is sufficient to have Erestor killed. If I had any enemies on the table, I probably would look to do that. So I think this is enough cards on the table, enough of a board state to defeat the quest. So we're going to go ahead and proceed into phase 2. So there's a Baleful Shade. Don't really have any action or responses that are any good here, except for Envoy of Pelargir. So I should not have used that card's response here with the Deadman's Gate as the active location. I forgot that Envoy of Pelargir's effect of adding a resource after coming into play is a response. So I went ahead and had Erestor take an undefended attack, and the discard was an ally, so the Baleful Shade got +2 attack, and that is sufficient to kill Erestor. So I will now stop discarding cards with 16 cards left in my deck. Should be 15. And I realized here I was supposed to discard one at the end of the round, which means I get Good Harvest instead of Faramir. That is not good. I would have much rather had Faramir, but that's the luck of the draw. So I should have 15 cards left in the deck. Should be 14 because I accidentally put the Anfalas Herdsman there. And I will go ahead and advance to phase 2 here, which brings Faramir into play and reveals a card. That particular card surges and causes Faramir to make an immediate attack. And surges into a location. So, 4 enemies added to the staging area this turn. Gotta max out Tharadir's hit points and make 13 progress to finish off the game. So all these enemies are going to engage. A lot of attacks to deal with. They each get +1 damage now. Discard an attachment, rip Steward of Gondor. Should be 2 damage there on Forlong. The Cursed Dead had +1 because of the shadow card on his buddy. There we go. So I'm going to put this attack on a chump blocker. No, on Hirluin. And Faramir will go on a chump blocker. So probably not going to try attacking Faramir this round. I'll just put some damage on these Cursed Dead. Kill a few of them. Should be able to kill maybe all of them. I'm not sure yet. They each have +1 shields. So that's going to be 1, 2. Yep, there we go. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. Yeah, so I can kill them all, even with the +1 buff from the shadow card. So Faramir did kill a character, so he had to return to the staging area as per the game text of Phase 2B. And we're going to be on to the next round. It's going to cost me 2 resources to play Errand-rider instead of 1. And so now I want to start thinking about making progress on the quest, how much progress I want to make this turn, how much progress I want to make next turn, whether I want to focus on when I want to focus on damaging Faramir. I think it's better to make the progress first. Faramir is indestructible. You have to max out his hit points, but you can't kill him. So I think it's better to make the progress on the quest first and then damage Faramir second, and that's what I decide to do here. So we get a side quest and a 5 threat location. So I make 14 progress, one more than I need. And now I just need to max out Faramir's hit points. No treachery with sorcery, so he doesn't get an immediate attack here. That's good. So far he's only gotten one of those. It's going to go on Errand-rider, which means he's going to return to staging most likely. I could keep him around and put some damage on him here. I think that's what I'll do. Just counting up my damage to see if it's worth it to keep him around. Or if I could potentially do all the damage I need next round. And I wasn't confident about that. So I figured I would just go ahead and keep him around this round by discarding 3 off the top of my deck. And I still have 10 cards left in the deck. So now I can put some damage on Faramir. Just because my damage is a little bit limited with only 1 Knight of the Swan, I figured I might need 2 turns to kill him. Or to max out his damage, I mean. Maybe not, though. Maybe I didn't need to do that. So the Envoy of Pelargir is going to cost 1 extra. And we'll just quest for a little bit. I'm going to be working on the power of Angmar here. If there is any progress to be made, which there won't be. So it's another enemy. The Faramir is damned. And when that engages me, I have to discard cards and deal damage based on the cost of those cards. So there's 2 Anfalas Herdsman in the deck. That may have been the one that I put back accidentally, or may not have been. There's no way to tell, but obviously I had plenty of places to put the damage, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll have to discard 3 more cards after Faramir kills this. Gets +1, so that's gonna kill the Ethir Swordsman and force me to discard 3 more. So I'm gonna finish the game with only 4 cards remaining in my deck, but no problem. As long as there's at least 1. So that will max out Faramir's hit points. There's wounds, I mean. That will, with 14 progress on phase 2B, that will end the game. So this is a difficult one to play Outlands against. It's absolutely essential, in my opinion, that Erestor be killed off. You allow him to take undefended attacks and have him die before you draw up your entire deck. If I had not done that, I would have for sure lost. I'm not sure it's possible to win this quest if you don't do that. So, thank you for watching.